Soldiers of Reddit. What's something you wish you knew before you enlisted? Never trust the beeping recruiter. They don't know speep about the jobs you're applying for. They are salesmen. Nothing more. All they care about is getting people to sign the dotted line. How godawful bored you're going to be 99% of the time. I was in the infantry. And it seemed like 99% of our time was spent sitting around doing nothing. And at the units I was in, that literally meant nothing. Couldn't have a phone out. So you just sat there. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or really until 445. When they'd magically find a Konex you need to 100%. That. And you'll be punished for other people screwing up. I can't tell you the number of times I was standing in formation at 1:15 a.m. on a Friday night/Saturday morning because some idiot got a DUI. And that meant everyone got punished because of it. Keep a paper copy of all your records. Everything to include less. Servers crash and speep gets lost. Take a day once a year and really go through everything on your digital records. And download to a personal drive. I've been in 20 years and more times than I can to admit I've been asked you have records for our beep up? Matter of fact I do. This is accurate. Keep a paper copy of every record you legally can. Prior to getting out, I had a quick opportunity with my med records. So I Xeroxed the entire thing. I can't begin to tell you how valuable it was to have a copy of that. Be sure to get an MOS that translates to a civilian job. That way you have a skill set that you can use on the outside. I wish I knew when I was picking my MOS that as infantry there was no civilian equivalent jobs. I mean, yeah, obviously. But as a young kid you don't think about it. I wish someone sat down with me and said, hey, look. You don't know if you're going to stay in the military for 20 years or for 4 years. So you need to pick an MOS that will benefit you in the civilian life, and there's no equivalent civilians jobs for the infantry. Now if anybody who's thinking of joining the military as infantry, I go out of my way to explain this to them. Some I could see the light bulb light up in their heads, and a few were clearly destined for the infantry. I do not regret enlisting. But man, those Air Force guys sure had it nice. Those Navy guys never slept on the ground and always had a hot meal and a bed. Marines really are hard charging and full of pride. But man, can they do some stupid speep. I was artillery, and I can assure you that the only jobs out that are hiring artillerymen you really don't want. Got out and was hired on as a security guard. You know what? That was a horrible job. It was guard duty. Just an 8-hour shift and it sucked. My advice: get out. Use your GI Bill. Go to college and get a decent job. A lot of people will argue with me. But the difference in my job now with a degree and without it is about $25,000 a year. Sailor here. So not sure if I qualify, but I wish I knew about how toxic some commands can be, which is a huge issue in the Navy at the moment. There is a huge divide between senior enlisted and junior enlisted that's causing a lot of issues. It's funny actually, I just got a new commander army and this guy is so phenomenally good to us that I've been just blown away since he got here. I was getting speep on by a message for health reasons and my doctor reached out to this commander. Next morning I was in his office talking to him and he had the "hey, whatever I can do to help you just let me know" attitude. Next thing you know, I'm getting a semi-apology from that message and his personal phone number in case I ever need anything related to this issue in the future. Absolutely blown the beep away. That it wasn't a band of brothers. That I'd go through training with a bunch of guys who never should have graduated high school and in many cases were only not in jail by luck and circumstance. That no matter how loyal you are, if you lose your current spot, Even with exemplary ratings you may be denied re-enlistment due to budget concerns, basically no loyalty back to you. That you will be expected to do your job in ways that are dangerous, negligent and often illegal because the resources don't exist for you to do it right. And it is your ass on the line, basically no loyalty back to you. I met some truly good people that made me proud to serve. I wasn't in long enough to feel as though I have the right to call myself a veteran, though I am and honorably discharged. But the only branch I will support a child of mine joining is the Air Force. And even then I'll be very careful about coaching them on picking their mows and to remember it is a job as political as high school or any cube farm. That it wasn't a band of brothers. Yeah. I was hoping to make lifelong friends. In reality I met 3 to 4 good people and we got separated when we all got different orders. And I was mostly surrounded by absolutely terrible human beings in almost all of my units. I wish I would have known that I would be sent to a combat unit. I picked a good MOS medic. My recruiter told me that because I am female I would go to a hospital. I did not. I went to a 12B unit. It was beyond horrible being the only female. Sorry, your unit sucked. When I was in the infantry, my platoon's doc was female. We loved her. She was flipping awesome. I imagine she felt a little out of place living and working with 100 or so angry dudes all the time. But we tried to make her feel as comfortable as we could. I think I understand where you're coming from though. How much of a difference there can be between units. You can find yourself hating your experience and chalking it up to it just being how military life is. But rather than getting out as soon as you can, it might just take a transfer to completely turn things around. God, yes. I was seriously let down when I left Germany during the drawdown in 1994. I ended up at Ft. Louis. I went from a unit with a 12-hour deployment window to one with a 45-day deployment window. Rumor was that the unit had screwed up majorly in Vietnam, and were still being punished for it. There is always going to be a dumbass in your chain of command. That's life. And these people make everything worse. How bad varies based on the baseline being MOS unit. Commander skill in recognizing and addressing until they move on. That there is a hidden rank of having deployed and not. And combat experience or not. My time was between being junior and senior. No changing MOS past the recruiter and signing up. Don't let anyone fool you. 99.9% chance you are stuck until you re-up. There is a distinct division between combat arm units and support/admin units. One says so and the other claims they're just as good but have elevated skills to boot. Based on my experience. Maybe true. Probably not. Mototards suck. Look it up. If you are joining for any other reason than wanting to check your box/serve/be in war, don't go infantry. Find a job that can translate to civilian jobs. Tons more, but I'm done pooping now and pretty sure someone is waiting their turn here at the office. For as much as I complain about the army, feel free to check my post history. I am glad to have joined as finance. There is a lot of bulls peep. But nothing compared to infantry, mechanics, cooks, etc. The education benefits are great. And I will get out of the army after a 4-year contract with a master's degree and my CPA license set up for a 70,000 a year job. It's great if you sign up for the right MOS and if you take advantage of your time. It's terrible if you pick a random MOS without a civilian equivalent and if you waste your time while in. Definitely do your own research on MOS and don't listen to your recruiter. Even if he/she claims to have been that MOS or worked directly with them. Look it up for yourself. Assuming this is about the American Army, you'll meet the absolute best and worst that America has to offer. Everything from that guy is an actual hero to that piece of speep beats his wife. It didn't happen to me. But one thing you should know is that it's very easy to accidentally break your end of the contract. You do that, and you're beeped. Had a couple guys in 8 fail the same test twice in a row. Well, that's it for them. No more bonus. No more mo's they wanted. As far as I know, they were both reclassed as cooks per the needs of the army. Fail a couple PT tests or otherwise get flagged. You broke the contract. No more bonus payout. I've only heard of that happening anecdotally. Never seen that one. Still good to keep in mind. There's good and bad with everything, of course. Don't let people talk speep and convince you to sign up for an MOS or something else you don't want to. Infantry guys will tell you. There's 11B. And 11 wannabe. I'm a pog and I'm happy as a pig in speep. Do what's best for you.